In this video, we'll look at 16 minimalism tips according to Reddit. Please consider subscribing. What are your best minimalism tips? Let's hear them. Number 1. Buy less stuff. Keep a list of your wants and let them sit for a week, a month, etc. If you still want it after the cooling off period, go ahead and buy it. 2. Just because it's free, thrifted, or gifted doesn't mean you should keep it. In fact, be even more ruthless with these items than you would with items you thoughtfully purchased. Consider free, thrifted, or gifted items as temporary and trial possessions. For example, if you want to try out a new hobby, go with free or thrifted first, as it may make it easier for you to part with the items if the hobby doesn't work out. 3. Live in a smaller home that is below your means. Less places to store crap will help you learn to prioritize what is most important to you, while lowering your mortgage and rent, utilities, etc. will translate into higher savings over time. 4. Evaluate your possessions in terms of freedom that it affords you. Ask yourself if having too many items means you are a slave to those items, having to dust, organize, and maintain them. 5. Aim for efficiencies and practice laziness. Does it take you too long to get dressed in the morning because you have too many clothes to choose from? Do you have too many cups and glasses and t-shirts? It makes it hard to put them away, so you avoid emptying the dishwasher, putting the laundry away? Do you have too many knickknacks on your horizontal surfaces, so you avoid dusting? Too many furniture legs, area rugs, so you avoid vacuuming? 6. Have a professional stager come over and stage your house, or DIY with a good camera. We had done this when we were moving, and it helped us see the clutter and pare our possessions way down. 7. Don't fill your walls with stuff just for the sake of it. Only hang art you love, and leave empty white space around it. 8. Have a home for everything, and plan storage spaces carefully and thoughtfully. Best I've found is 10 to 12-inch shelves, no wider, per pantry and linen closets. Makes it easier to see everything you own and nothing gets lost. Go ahead and invest in nice matching bins and label them. Make a calendar for revisiting each space at least once a year to declutter. 9. Keep a bag in your closet and fill it with items that are stained, threadbare, you no longer love, no longer fits, etc. 10. Have daily routines to put stuff back where it belongs every day. 11. Similar to the one thing comes in, two things go out rule, we do Blue Apron, and we find this helps with minimizing food waste. However, the amount of packaging it comes in is disturbing. What we are doing is reusing the ice packs and freezer bag for our weekly beach trips, then taking the box and filling it with stuff to donate or trash. So essentially, we are purging a Blue Apron-sized box of stuff every week. 12. If you have a habit of shopping as sport, shopping because you're bored, avoid malls and shopping centers. 13. Aim to have all 4 seasons worth of clothes hanging in your closets, no rotating. 14. Try living out of 2 suitcases for a while, 1 suitcase of work clothes and 1 of casual. I did this for 9 months during our renovation, and while I was quite happy to be able to unbox the rest of my wardrobe at the end of it all, it was a real eye-opener. 15. Be patient with your loved ones and don't push them to declutter their own stuff on your timeline. 16. This is a journey of non-attachment, so eschew all labels, including minimalism/minimalist. You are not your stuff or lack of stuff. Number 13. Curious as to why you suggest that. Do you think it's just better to see all of your clothes at once? Do you think it makes you less likely to buy additional clothes? For a variety of reasons. 1. You may find you get more use out of all your clothes, as you may be more apt to see possibilities for layering. Sleeveless dress you only tend to wear in the summer or spring? Layer a turtleneck or long-sleeve blouse and tights under it, and a cardi or jacket over. 2. You'll be less likely to buy clothing you don't need. For example, right now, the fall lines are coming out. If I had my fall clothes packed away, I might forget I already have a sweater just like that one and accidentally duplicate. 3. You'll be far less likely to forget what you own since it's all right there instead of stuffed away under the bed or in a storage locker. I don't recommend decluttering out of season items as you can forget that you really needed that item, but it's also good that 4. You can more easily see what you may need to upgrade before a new season starts. And finally, 5. It makes it much easier to pack for travel to warmer or colder destinations. ETA. It's also nice to have your clothes hanging rather than folded and stuffed in a box, and away from heat of the attic or mold of the basement, with plenty of air circulating. If it's not a hell yes, it's a no. One thing comes in, two things go out. Not just for an introductory period as you start your downsizing, always and forever. Eventually, it will make you question whether or not you really need to bring that new thing into your life. Keep the memory, not the stuff. Take pictures of all your mementos, then throw them away. I had dozens of mementos in boxes and thought, what difference is it if they're in boxes or at the dump? They weren't being displayed, so what was the point of keeping them? I can always look at pictures to trigger memories of the people or events that they represent. Then I don't have to lug them around as we move from place to place. I am not really a minimalist. I just used some principles to get rid of material items that were weighing me down. That said, the way I reduced the volume of my possessions and have continued to refrain from unnecessary purchases was and is to ask myself this one simple question about every object. Do I want this more than I want a beautiful, clean, organized, efficient home? The answer has, so far, always been no. This was the hardest hurdle for us. Decluttering is not finding a place for things. Just because you can neatly store something away doesn't mean you should.